Good evening, India. Thank you for joining us on Times Now. Amid a discussion in Parliament over the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Amendment Bill, Union Home Minister Amit Shah lambasted the Congress and said that the two Jammu and Kashmir bills will provide justice to those deprived of their rights for over 70 years. Shah said that Jammu and Kashmir suffered due to two blunders committed by country's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. The first was announcing the ceasefire and then taking the Kashmir issue to the United Nations. He went on to say that if Jawaharlal Nehru had taken the right steps, POK, the Pak-Occupied Kashmir, would have been a part of India. This triggered a walkout by Congress MPs from the Parliament. Shah lashed out at the Congress party for questioning the progress in Jammu and Kashmir and said that those vacationing in England won't be able to see the change in the valley. Launching a multi-barrel attack at the Congress party, Shah accused it of betraying the backward caste. Shah said that the Congress party that keeps talking about backward castes has done the greatest harm to them. Taking a dig at Rahul Gandhi, Shah said that some people just read off papers about the OBCs and had in reality pushed them a step backward. Listen to what happened.
यहाँ कांग्रेस के ढेर सारे मित्र बैकवर्ड क्लास करते हैं। कुछ नेता होते हैं जिनको हाथ में कुछ लिखकर पकड़ा लो तो 6 महीने नया कागज ना आए तब वही बोलते रहे। मान्यवर, मैं ऐतिहासिक सत्य के साथ इस सदन के अंदर स्टेटमेंट करने में झिझक नहीं रहा हूं कि बैकवर्ड क्लास का सबसे बड़ा विरोध कोई एक पार्टी ने किया है तो कांग्रेस पार्टी ने। यूनाइटेड नेशन के अनुभव के बाद मैं इस निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचा हूं कि वहां से कुछ संतोषजनक नतीजे की उम्मीद नहीं की जा सकती। मुझे यह एक अच्छा फैसला लगा, इनटू ब्रैकेट सीज फायर, मुझे यह एक अच्छा फैसला लगा, लेकिन इस मसले को ठीक से नहीं निपटा गया। हम सीज फायर और विचार करके कुछ बेहतर मार्ग निकाल सकते थे। मुझे लगता है कि भूतकाल में हमसे द्वारा की गई गलती, इसमें आपत्ति है? नहीं कर सकते, स्वयं जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने कहा है। जो लोग कहते थे कि क्या हुआ, आप तो मूल से ही कटे हो साहब। मूल के साथ संपर्क ही नहीं, कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा बदलाव क्या हुआ? इंग्लैंड में वैकेशन कर जम्मू कश्मीर के बदलाव का अनुभव नहीं कर सकते हो।
That was the exchange. The opposition hit out at Shah, claiming that the bills were not meant to empower but disempower the Kashmiri Pandits.
इससे पहले तो हम सुन रहे थे कि पीओके को वापस लाया जा रहा है। अब सिर्फ नुमाइंदगी पे ही बात खत्म हो गई। जहां तक नुमाइंदगी की बात है, हमने सीट रिजर्व करके रखे हैं ना। हमारे असेंबली में पीओके के लोगों के लिए सीटें रिजर्व हैं 47 से आज तक। वो अपना काम करें, उसके बाद सीटें भरें। तो अब बीजेपी जो इलेक्शन जीत के नहीं कर सकती है, वो अब रिजर्वेशन के तरीके से करने की कोशिश कर रही है। हमें रिजर्वेशन से कोई एतराज नहीं है, लेकिन रिजर्वेशन भरने का काम इलेक्टेड गवर्नमेंट को करना चाहिए।
It is not a bill to empower, it is a bill to disempower Kashmiri Pandits and keep them at bay from the regional politics or the politics of their native villages, towns, constituencies or their districts. So that is why we are opposing this bill, and we will evaluate how legally also we can proceed ahead and take help of the courts and all to see that what we can do to stop this bill from being implemented on ground. So we will work on that also.
आज टिप्पणी करके नेहरू जी या सरदार साहब का अपमान करने वाली भाषा बोलने का किसी को अधिकार नहीं है। नेहरू जी और सरदार साहब एक सिक्के के दो पहलू की तरह काम किए। अगर जो सिर्फ फर्जी डिग्रियां और व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी पे रहते हैं, उन लोगों को इतिहास को सही मायने में पढ़ना चाहिए। दुनिया के इतिहास लिखने वालों ने जिनकी प्रशंसा की है, उनके खिलाफ टिप्पणी करके मैं मानता हूं कि इस देश का, इस संसद का, उन हमारे महान नेताओं का नेहरू जी और या सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल का अपमान किया है, भाजपा को माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
Let's tell you about these two bills. The Lok Sabha passed the bills Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Amendment Bill 2023 that seeks to amend the Union Territories Reservation Act. This bill seeks to provide reservation in jobs and educational institutions to members of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes, while the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Amendment Bill allows the Lieutenant Governor to nominate two or up to two members from the Kashmiri migrant community to the Assembly, even as the centre pushes for reforms. You've seen how the opposition has reacted to this. Let's open this up. Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Sushil Pandit, activist, political commentator, needs no introduction. Lokesh Jindal, political analyst and advocate. Nilofer Masood, representing the Jammu and Kashmir National Conference on the show. Good evening, all of you. Nilofer Masood, I want to actually begin by asking you, what is your objection to these two bills? The fundamental ones.
I think there are so many objections to be taken on record. One of them being that the Reservation Bill 2003 has been amended. And you know, this bill itself is the proof that what was said on 5th August 2019, that there is no reservation clause or act in the Jammu and Kashmir. So it has proved our version that whatever was said on 5th August 2019, that was wrongly portrayed before the whole world, number one. Number two, this has been done by taking the recourse of the reservation organization, this reorganization bill. You know that we have already challenged that. Not only we people, but there are as many as 21 petitions which are challenging the said reorganization act.
No, 1 minute.
Proprietary
Now,
demands. Proprietary
Ms.
demands.
Masood, if the government wants to empower those who were deprived,
they are not empowering. In fact, they are disempowering them, because of the reason those who will be close to LG or some center, they will be nominated tomorrow. What about those people who may or who intend to work at the ground zero level? They are not. They are being denied the right. So this is to be seen. We are not against the reservation, but the way it is.
If it is to be seen, then how are you opposing it right now? No, don't jump the gun. Now you're talking about problems in Kashmir Valley. I will get Sushil Pandit to give you a lowdown of the kind of injustice meted out to people, the displaced, the migrants. And I personally have a problem with the term migrants, because that's not how you refer to the Kashmiri Pandits, because they were the people who were driven out of the valley. So they are not migrants. But we'll come to that. Lokesh Jindal, why did the Congress party stage a walkout?
Well, Pranesh, we all know that since the time Jammu and Kashmir Assembly was formed, since that time period, there have been 24 seats kept vacant for those who were from the Pakistan-Occupied Kashmir. So it is not something new that we are witnessing today. And the manner in which history is being distorted, the manner in which, without any basis, accusations and blame game is being heaped upon Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is unacceptable. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, as a Democrat and as a nationalist, did the best for the country. In fact, he stood for democratic values. When the Home Minister says that the army should have been allowed to continue with the war, so the Home Minister should also acknowledge the manner in which the country was facing the hardships following the partition.
But how is it? Lokesh Jindal, I asked you a direct question. Why did the Congress party stage a walkout of Parliament when he was talking about?
Because the manner in which, Pranesh, the manner in which history is being distorted, our nationalist leaders are being ridiculed, the manner in which blame game is taking place in the Parliament is worrisome.
Who's being ridiculed? Let's take names.
Mr. Amit Shah, the Home Minister,
No. Which leader has been ridiculed? Are you referring to Jawaharlal Nehru?
when the Honorable Home Minister says that whatever problem Kashmir is facing is due to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, now this is something unacceptable. Because any good person, any good historically well-versed person would
We have two historically well-versed people here, Tuhin Sinha, Sushil Pandit. Now, you know, if Tuhin Sinha comes in, you will say that, look, he's from Bharatiya Janata Party and is biased. So let's speak to Mr. Pandit.
Give me a courtesy for a few seconds. Let me put forth my point.
Okay,
please. Just
okay,
few seconds.
okay.
Pranesh, we had just recovered from the Bengal famine. Lakhs of people had died. The tragedy of partition had led to a lot of fertile land going to Pakistan, Bangladesh. The country was facing with famine-like situation. There was economic collapse. We wanted to safeguard our sovereignty from the two superpowers. Now, within this scenario, when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he stood for global peace, and he took the wise decision of stopping the army, taking the decision to United Nations. Please understand, you cannot be a judge 70 years later and hold him responsible when you are unaware of the background within which the decision was taken.
Let's get the background right. Sushil Pandit.
Yes. Now, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has been variously by different people criticized, lambasted, and his decisions, his blunders have been documented over the decades. The Himalayan blunder was not written by a Sanghi or a BJPite. Military strategists, diplomats, commentators, academics have listed his series of missteps, the way Tibet was lost, the way China walked away with chunks of Indian territory, and before that, the way Pakistan was ceded. 40% of Indian Jammu Kashmir acceded to us by Maharaja. So there is, I mean, it's very specious to say that because Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister and he had some role in India's freedom struggle, he could not be criticized. He is above all criticism or scrutiny. Unacceptable. In fact, we are paying for his blunders even today. And if there is criticism of him in Lok Sabha, you don't run away. If you have a counter, you can place facts. You can join issue. Just because you do not have facts and arguments, just because you are up against a monumental perfidy against India, which can't be explained, you run away. And then you make a virtue out of this running away by saying that a man was lampooned and we couldn't stand it. Parliament is a forum for debate. Parliament is a forum for putting together views and counter-views, facts and counterfacts, arguments. Because there is absolute bankruptcy from the other side, they choose to run away instead of exposing themselves. Now, coming to what Home Minister said, it is indeed a fact that what Jawaharlal Nehru did during that period was high treason. In fact, I would be happy if he's tried posthumously for high treason. And all his self-rewarded accolades like Bharat Ratna are withdrawn from him.
Coming to you. Lokesh, I'll come back to you. Let him... I'll come to you. Just
I have my view. I am a free citizen of a free country. I am a free citizens of a free country and I have a right to put my point of view across.
To the right choice of word.
No, of course, we should all be, let's all be responsible.
Absolutely right.
Let's all be responsible in our commentary. I agree with it, Lokesh, but let him have his say. Coming to you.
Now, I must tell you, there are books written to this effect. There is a lady, Pamela Hicks. She was daughter of Lord Mountbatten and Edwina Mountbatten. She's written a book called Daughter of an Empire, Life as a Mountbatten. Please read that book, how she says her father persuaded her mother to call Nehru and call for a ceasefire, which was immediately done on 1st of January 1949. She is yet another person saying this was done at my mother's behest. There is another book which says that Jawaharlal Nehru unilaterally called for a ceasefire when our army was driving out the invaders.
Left India.
Remember, 2 Paramveer Chakras were won in Kashmir. Major Somnath Sharma.
Sir, Lord Mountbatten left
Major
India in
Somnath
1948.
Sharma won a Paramveer Chakra in
you even know
Kashmir,
anything
defending
about history?
Kashmir. in
Okay,
India.
this is an endless debate about the
Likewise.
two mistakes, and as people
Likewise.
call it the Himalayan
Last
blunders of Nehru. 1 minute.
Last
1 minute. Okay. Now, Mr. Pandit, let's get in the BJP now. Tuhin Sinha, the Congress staged a walkout just as the Home Minister was underlining the benefits that the displaced and the migrants would get.
Well, good evening, Pranesh. Good evening, everybody. I don't know why the Congress doesn't get it. You know, if Dr. Manmohan Singh, whose family migrated from Pakistan to Punjab in India, if instead of migrating to Punjab, they had migrated to Kashmir, instead of becoming the Prime Minister, he would not have even enjoyed voting rights. He would not have even got a sarkari job. So, you know, that was the kind of disparity which existed in Kashmir till the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A on 5th August 2019. I can quickly summarize, you know, the blunders of Nehru. Sushilji has already made an important point regarding his unilateral decision to go to the UN with regard to Kashmir. But more importantly, in September 1947, barely 5 weeks before Pakistan invaded us, Hari Singh had sent his Prime Minister to Delhi to sign the instrument of accession. Nehru plainly refused, saying that he will not do it till Hari Singh releases Sheikh Abdullah from imprisonment. Why would Nehru get into the internal affairs of a state and disregard national security? So had this happened in the first place, the intrusion would not have taken place. Then, of course, the Article 370, Article 35A. In fact, Sardar Patel was instrumental in preventing Nehru from committing another blunder. Nehru had almost agreed to the condition that there would be a plebiscite in Kashmir unconditionally. It was Sardar Patel who inserted the condition that a plebiscite cannot take place until the whole of Kashmir is vacated by Pakistan. So I think, let us not get into that zone today. The bills introduced by Honorable Amit Shah ji are landmark bills towards complete normalcy, towards complete inclusiveness.
Lokesh, let him make his point.
Most importantly, just 10 more seconds.
He's talking about the rights of the downtrodden. Lokesh, please. I'll come to you for a response. Let him finish his point.
Most importantly, the assertion of Honorable Home Minister that POK Hamara hai and reserving 24 seats, giving 9 seats to the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe community. I think, these are remarkable historical steps towards complete resolution of a dispute created by Nehru's miscalculation.
Okay. Now, one minute. Lokesh, we are completely out of time. Ms. Masood, before we take a break of the many things that the Union Home Minister said, would you at least welcome this 24 seats reserved for people from Pak-occupied Kashmir?
I think they were already reserved. It doesn't need anything new. They were already reserved. And we are only happy about the Naya Kashmir which has been named. And who has coined this word? It was in fact coined by the Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah when he submitted the memorandum to the Maharaja Hari Singh.
Then why do you ridicule it?
The Naya Kashmir plan proved to be.
Then why are you ridiculing it?
In Kashmir as it was.
But that said, we've run out of time. Tuhin Sinha, Sushil Pandit, Lokesh Jindal and Nilofar Masood, thank you for joining us on Times Now. We'll perhaps debate this some other day. Thank you for joining us.